This is the MWR racing air filter. This is actually the HE or high efficiency air filter that MWR offers. This is for the Hypermotard 1100. This particular filter is supposed to increase performance of the Hypermotard anywhere between 6 to as much as 14% over stock, which is pretty awesome. This right here is the stock Hypermotard 1100 airbox, also found on the Ducati Sport Classic 1000. This isn't a very impressive design from Ducati, as this is the only inlet that the airbox has to suck air in. Not very big. Makes this airbox very restrictive. Honestly, it's one of the parts of the Hypermotard that really does not contribute to power. I have heard somewhere along the lines that Ducati actually reduced the size of the airbox to the point where the loss of power is acceptable. Ducati does make the DP Performance airbox lid, which actually replaces this whole piece right here, and actually has a hole to allow more airflow in. Some other Hypermotard riders actually modify this airbox by drilling a hole here and also right here at the bottom, which is actually the route I was going to go. However, all these bolts here, they're held in by little brass nuts that are embedded into the airbox. They are all spinning, which means the only one I can get loose is this one. The alternative to this is either running the MWR filter or doing the really hard to find now Ducati Performance velocity stacks. TPO also makes a velocity stack kit called the Beast and the Beast R, which are supposedly fantastic. However, they're ranging anywhere from about $350 or more, and that's the US dollars, everybody. Whereas the MWR filter retails for $149.99 and is supposed to give you the same amount of performance. So this is the way I went. The way that MWR recommends installation is one of two ways. One is to stick this either in an oven or get a heat gun and warm this up to the point where you can separate the two halves. However, MWR actually recommends, if at all possible, to cut it directly above this line here. This will give you a little bit more of an air gap between the internal velocity stack and the top of the filter, or the bottom of the filter really, and actually is supposed to increase power even more. I figured since, you know, we're here anyways, we might as well go big or go home. So we are going to cut right here. Alright, these are the velocity stacks on the inside of the airbox. They're actually quite recessed in there. I mean, I'm sure that extra quarter of an inch might have helped some, but since we're this far already, let's just go ahead and do it the way it was intended. Alright, so we have our airbox separated and cleaned out now. You can see the velocity stacks again, just in case you missed it the first time I showed it to you. So let's go ahead and set that over to the side here, and let's pull out the filter itself. So I've already taken it out of the bag. Most of this oil is actually on the bag. See, nothing really on the fingers. Oil itself is kind of reminiscent of PJ1 filter oil, in that, you know, you spray it on, you remove the excess. There is the actual frame for the filter. So So let's go ahead and take that off here. We're going to move airbox back into place. Alright, and this is just going to settle up right here on the top of the airbox. And it's got little legs that you're going to maneuver into place so that it is on the outside, and just like that. Right, a little bit of oil on the legs themselves. Alright, so there is your filter. You want to understand we compress it just a bit. And now we go to our special hardware, which was included in the bag. So we do have some self-tapping screws and spacers and some more trick MWR racing filter stickers, which, as we all know, adds 4 horsepower per sticker. Get our trusty Phillips head screwdriver. I don't know what size in particular. I'm not that good at that, so I'm not even going to pretend. And basically you slide your spacer in just like so, compress a bit, and go to town. Now I'm certain a drill would make this much easier, and at some point in time I'm probably going to give up and go straight to that drill, because, you know, this is kind of a pain in the ass. But for the sake of science and for all of you loyal wingnuts, I'm going to do it anyways. And there it goes. So it's already taken. It really isn't all that hard. Again, more of a pain in the ass than anything. So that's one. Let's move on to the next. And there we are, ladies and gentlemen. One MWR high efficiency air filter installed on a 2008 Hypermotard 1100 airbox. Stick around. The next video is actually going to be after I get this reinstalled onto the bike and let you hear the difference, because apparently there is more of an intake honk with this. Understandable. Look at how much airflow is going to be going through that. And then that's going to be followed up with the install of the Competition Werkes GP slip-on exhaust here in the next few days. So stick around. This is Chris the Wingman. Thanks for watching. See you in a bit.